అందరికీ నమస్కారం. హ్యాపీ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ విమెన్స్ డే 2025. రత్నదీప్ వాళ్ళు చక్కగా అరేంజ్ చేశారు ప్యానల్ డిస్కషన్. ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళు విమెన్స్ స్టాఫ్ని కూడా ఎక్కువ హైర్ చేశారు. సో వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా మేము అడ్రస్ చేయగలిగాము. వీఆర్ ఫ్రమ్ గ్రాండ్ క్వీన్స్ క్లబ్ నుంచి. సో ఇక్కడ మెయిన్గా మనకి విమెన్ ఫేస్ చేసే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అంటే ఒకటి పాష్ యాక్ట్ వాళ్ళకి తెలియాల్సి ఉంటుంది, ఇంకోటి ఎంటర్ప్రెనర్గా ఎలా ఎదగాలని తెలియాల్సి ఉంటుంది, ఇంకా వేరే ఇతర అసలు సేఫ్టీ ఎలా ఉండాలనేసి అవన్నీ కూడా చక్కగా కవర్ చేసి ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళకి women అందరికి ఉపయోగపడేలాగా డిస్కషన్ జరిగింది.
So it's a great platform from Ratnadeep for giving this space and this opportunity for all of us. ఈ రోజు panel discussion చేసాము and first of all I need to wish all the women a happy International Women's Day 2025 and we are very thankful and grateful to Ratnadeep and the celebration makers. We are all a part of Grand Queen Club and
wish you a very happy International Women's Day and special thanks to Ratnadeep for inviting us and giving an opportunity to present our thoughts about the women equality, posh policies. There are so much interesting topic we have covered today. So thanks once again, Grand Queen Clubs also.
On the eve of International Women's Day, Ratnadeep at Bandlaguda, Sun City, Hyderabad has conducted a panel meeting comprising of Pravina Naidu Thota, Director of Women Envision, Dr. Pulomi Ghosh, MA LLB, and Ms. Kamini Verma, Editor, The Woman.
So as we're celebrating our Women's Day, so Women's Day is nothing but cherishing womanhood. The entire journey from being a girl to stepping into adulthood to becoming a woman. So yes, we will be talking a lot about women concerns, women criteria, different criteria and hygienes and many more things, entrepreneurship, journalism aspect. So let's dig into it, but before that I would like to give a small note of thanks to Ratnadeep as well. Now, since today's theme is Accelerate the Action, as we all can see that was written on the banner, in your opinion, what is the most urgent action needed to advance women's leadership and empowerment?
most important and urgent thing that we at the leadership level for the women at the corporate level, I would say, since I'm a part of the corporate, is having more leaders, women leaders that I want to see in the conference halls. It actually disheartens or it actually pains me to see that either I'm the only leader standing there or we just have one in the crowd. And I think the most important thing is you voice out, you develop yourself, and then you have the ability and the credibility to just stand up for yourself. And that's the most.
Today, there are so many areas which is completely untouched with the women leaders. So we need to create an equal opportunity for all the women, especially in the field of whether it's in business, entrepreneurship, or any other field. So equal opportunity is the most important aspect where we need to work, I guess.
So I'm catering to entrepreneurship at the same time, I work with NGOs, RWAs, Presidential Federation of Federations. What I really observe is because they have given a real true picture of the corporate world, at the same time when it comes to, take an example, entrepreneurship, how many women are in boardrooms? The decision making part, how many of them? Even if entrepreneurs at the grassroots level, even we look at them, so they would be maintaining some, even take 51% stake, they would be maintaining some administrative part, or with the finance part. And the boardrooms, it's completely no, I can say. And moreover, when you look at residents welfare associations, hardly you find one person. For me, I am the live example. Federation of Manikonda have only one person. That's only me. So why? Because maybe we need to develop that system. So there's need for the particular. We need to skillfully develop them. That is lacking. We can't expect them to do that.
All three of you have covered all three different aspects and that is a wonderful thing. Now from your experience, how have women's role in the entrepreneurship, leadership and corporate spaces evolved over the years?
So to start with, initially when the policy comes first, when they say women-led businesses, only 51 stake if you have, that's where men started taking women as a business partner. Until then it was not there. That's really a good aspect. And the schemes and all on the government front, even there, slowly, because many schemes, even if they have to put it in expo, if it is a woman-led business, it's a free of cost. So equally, along with like, all the SC, ST or what are the benefits are given, they started giving to women. Maybe, that space, men are forced to involve women. That's where it has taken real good shape, I can say, but still, again, as I repeatedly said, like, they are taking only, the books of records. Not in a real world, to certain extent, maybe, but when they have to speak, when it comes to a loan, they need to go to a banker. I think so men would be speaking and women would be like, just like playing, just nodding the head, that's it. So that's where the need to come, but it's really progressing.
If I talk about the journalism, so 20 years back when I started my journey of journalism, it was a bit difficult and people were like so surprised to know, okay, you are into journalism, how you are managing your work hours, like you have to go in the night also. Is that really safe for the women, journalism? But I think time has completely changed now. But still, on the other hand, in the field of journalism, we need women more number of, because unfortunately after 20 years of my journalism career, still when I'm watching the numbers, if you talk about, then hardly 19% is the media experts and somewhat around 39% reporters are there in journalism. So I think we should promote women toward such kind of field, profession, to provide the safe environment where women can work fearlessly and they can opt journalism as their passion and profession too.
So I think the three of us, we come from very different fields, and so very honestly, for me, I'm a criminologist. I practice criminology, right? So I think I can count on my fingers in India how many would you have, right? Having said that, in the corporate world, I think India has produced the maximum number of women entrepreneurs from COVID. Right? Last 5 years, India has seen the evolvement and the involvement of women who never thought that they would be able to do something outside the kitchen. I think that's where everything started. So for me, I have seen entrepreneurship in women have developed in the last 5 years like crazy. I'm sure my colleagues would agree to that. You have seen people have just started with anything. Even if it is a dal roti sabji, people have started, still thought about it. And I think women can do much better than that. So for me, yeah, that's how it is.
Men were also not given a chance to speak up, telling कि no, you cannot work because वो मजबूरी थी. That was the meaning of the point. That is when the women hidden talent has actually come up and they could explore, okay, even I have this talent which I was unaware of.
I would like to add one point here, because from women in business, one woman was there in a bakery, and because men lost, like he lost his job, and he himself was helping her. Now they are into some level, I can say, the turnover is really increased.
So that is what COVID has also brought, is that realizing the great importance that the women hold in your life. So it's not only men having a talent or being able to do a job, but rather it's about talent. If you have a talent, you can do whatsoever. And there are many, many people, as you just said, entrepreneurs came out that from the very COVID time. So a very good point to add. Now there is often a discussion about breaking the glass ceiling. So what do you think are the biggest barriers that still exist for women today, and how can they be overcome?
I think the biggest barrier still now in our country is still discriminating the girl child from the boy child, right? I think we are fortunate, all of us, the ladies who are at the top, and we are out, we are working, we are entrepreneurs, we are developed, we are educated. How many of us have still gone to the rural or the villages and seen that women still don't have a voice? I think India will be free, and we can proudly say that we have evolved as a country, as human beings. The day the girl child would not be killed inside the womb, and people would not say that I need a boy. To run the family, we need a boy. I think India needs to get to that. We are fortunate, but there are still so many unfortunate women out there where either they are just quiet, they lead their life and they have nothing to say, they cannot voice out, and they just live like that, they die like that, you know. I think that is very, very important. It actually aches, you know. For me, it still aches, and I don't know how much I can contribute, how can I do it. I do it in my own way, and I'm sure all of us do it. But the day we will completely be out of that, and I think that's where we can say that we are we are the women of the developed country. That's what I feel.
I strongly feel confidence. Confidence doesn't mean that you know everything, but you should have confidence to speak out what exactly you want. Unless and until you will not speak out about your desires, about your wants, I think nobody can help you. So confidence is the most important aspect as for me, and we're not supposed to get settled for less. Dil mange more. So that's how.
I feel exposure is lacking for women.
I would also like to add on is the push and the support that we need from men. So even if I have the courage, but if my parents or my family or if my husband stands up for me telling, you know, I know you can do it, enough. Just have the courage and you're gonna nail it. So one point to be added is something that the push that we need. I believe himmat everybody has that thing, you know, I want to do it. But what are we lacking, as you said, confidence. The confidence comes from somebody giving you a push, do it, whatever will happen, we'll all be together for that. Just do it.
I just add one point here. See, in our system or anywhere, if a girl is like, you know, at whatever age she is ready to be pregnant, give a birth to a baby. How difficult it is, but she is able to do because from the ancestors we have a support system built. Support system of, you know, right from the day when they are pampered, you know, they are given confidence. But whereas when a woman want to start a business, this is a baby. Do we have the support system? No. Right from the day when they say that. So I always wonder, the one who has the confidence and, you know, the potential to give a birth to a baby, that's like in a life and death point. But whereas when it comes to a business, no support, that's why she's failing. Otherwise she would have.
Exactly, that goes hand in hand. Now again, proceeding towards the next question that we have is from POSH Act. You might be aware of it, Prevention of Sexual Harassment. Okay. So now that has been a very major criteria, still need to be addressed. No matter how much are we going to address it, it's always going to hold a very good importance. Starting from the very first question, which says, how can companies create a more inclusive and safe work environment for women?
So yeah, again, that's my pet subject is what I would say. As a criminal lawyer and, you know, I practice criminology. For me, this act is not a checklist for organizations. This is something that people need to understand when we speak about prevention of sexual harassment at the workplace. I think people are still unaware. People still do not know the do's and don'ts, and in terms of, you know, what to do, what not to do. How do you come across and how do you handle a situation if certain thing happens. If you ask me how can we make it inclusive, I think again, you know what Praveena and Kamini said, it's about the exposure, it's about having that confidence, it's about having the support system that yes, I can speak. More or less why the act is still being not considered very seriously, even though there are Supreme Court mandates, is because people are scared to open up and speak because women feel that if I talk, I might lose my job. They need to get out of it, and you know, the freedom of fear that we were running that campaign, it's all about that. You speak without fear because you are talking for your rights. You are not fabricating things, right? So I think that is very, very important, and that's one thing which is missing in every organization today because we are not taking this in terms of this is an act, this is a law, this is a guideline. This is how we need to live with that. So that's how it is.
I think implementation is the most important aspect over here because policies have made, but when it comes to implementation, some or other hand, like we think, okay, let's see, dekhte hain. So implementation strongly we have to covered by HR policies, and I totally agree with Ms. Paulami, like there is a social stigma is there कि मैं बदनाम हो जाऊंगी. like if I come out, whatever happened with me, अगर मैं उसको बाहर लेकर आऊंगी तो हो सकता है कि एक सोशल प्रेशर पड़ेगा, बदनामी हो जाएगी, फैमिली प्रेशर अलग से होता है, यार तुमको क्या जरूरत है करना, जॉब करो, अदरवाइज घर में बैठो, ये सारी चीजों, तो ये सारी चीजें ना कहीं वुमेन को रोकती है और उनकी आवाज को दबाती है. एंड दैट्स हाउ आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं ये सारी चीजों को बढ़ावा मिल रहा है वर्क प्लेस पे. सो पीपल started judging on the basis of the attire, what she is wearing. So in that scenario also, जब ये इस टाइप का कुछ होता है, then people will be like, हाँ वो तो ऐसे कपड़े पहनती थी, ऐसा हुआ होगा. She is the only one who exaggerate this and that. So that should not be there actually. So I think safe environment workplace is most important. And this is all like HR policy which strictly implement in that workplace. So that's how we can prevent something like this, what we are talking about.
Very, very covered, I would say again. And now proceeding towards the next question, which says, what role do leaders and organizations play in ensuring that the policies like POSH are effectively implemented rather than just being mere formalities?
That's what I told in the beginning, right? It's not a checklist. Again, the leaders driving is they need to understand the implications because it clearly says the impact versus intent. Their intentions might be great, but it all depends on the impact that you make on a woman. And this is absolutely, again, I would repeat, different from the HR policies. Now, POSH has a different guideline, a different policy because it's an act. It is not something that the HR develops, it's the law that develops. So as lawyers we draft it and you cannot have just a POSH policy just because you want to act. So the leaders need to understand and they need to create an environment to all the women that yes, you are welcome and you are happy to speak to the IC committee if you feel. Now also we need to understand HR ethics code of conduct is different from sexual harassment. We don't combine these two, right? You know, boss ने बोल दिया कि 2 घंटे का overtime करूँ तो sexual harassment नहीं है. So unless you understand and differentiate that, then there is a challenge. And I think leaders and the management team of every organization need to understand how do you drive it, because you need to make things very, very clear. A law is different from HR things, right? So that's how it is. It's very, I would not say it's very simple. At the same time, it's not complicated.
As a small question that I would like to add it now is when, you know, imagine you are in a situation where you are having a person right in front of you going through the very same thing. When she wants to stand up, but then as we discussed, the family, the societal pressure, the peer pressure is so much that no, you cannot take a stand for yourself. That's going to spoil your family reputation. Khandan ka naam kharab ho jayega. You know, how could you do this, that? So if you are in the place being able to see that and somebody is just approaching you that, you know what, I am just opening it up to you, but this is what I am going to do. So what would you be doing and what would others, you know, they are supposed to do if they would be in your place? So if you can answer that.
So, very honestly, if somebody opens up to you, probably that person trusts you. But as per law, you can only listen to her. You cannot exaggerate or you cannot instigate her to go ahead and complain unless she is ready to stand up for herself. The law condemns that you encourage somebody that go and file a case. If she wants to, she will. If she doesn't want to, then God bless her. You get paid for what you are. You get paid for your credibility, right? Equality, yes. So I think, yeah, people need to get out of that. The mindset. It is all change of mindset. And I think it's a paradigm shift that is required in our country where people should consider that you can hire a woman at any role. People are now not, till today, they don't want to hire because I've heard it from leaders telling me that लड़कियां बोलती है जल्दी घर जाना. And I don't agree to that. As a woman myself, I would say if I am working in a company, I stick to the policies. I can be whatever. The moment I step out and I start working, I think I need to balance it. I don't have any reason to say that I will go home early every now and then. Right? You need to get out of that. And I think as women we have the ability the inbuilt ability to adjust, and you can do anything. So, very honestly, 22 years of my life I worked against the nature. I'm a part of a BPO industry for 25 years. And yeah, it might have taken a toll on my health, I agree to that, but I never had any challenges. Because I knew what I'm doing.
That is fine. But then when it is coming to adjustment, it is not always women to be adjusting, but rather men. Wherein how? You give the tadka, I'll cut the sabji.
So like every house has different scenarios altogether. Like if मेरे घर में तो like बाहर से मैं कुछ भी नहीं लाऊंगी. I will not even touch that pot. That's yours. So घर में जो हो रहा है तो मैं कर रही हूँ. So like so we have a segregation. So I would like to add one point here. Maybe I'm completely deviating from here. Lateral entry. When women comes as lateral entry after the giving birth to kids and 5 years break, when they're coming back to a software profession especially, there is a lot of problems. So I'm the one who has taken that. I was back after 10 years, not even 5 years. Okay, because I started my career in my teens. Okay, so there I would always tell my women, why do you say I need to go early, or why do you say I don't understand anything, I still am not good at anything. So before even you coming back to lateral entry, I'm not denying that, but I want them to learn skill तो रहना चाहिए and आपको कुछ इंतजाम करना चाहिए. Like you hire someone, उसके भी आप employment दे रहे हैं ना. That's okay.
Hi ma'am, my name is Sangeeta. I'm from the Nivea brand, beauty advisor I am here. Small question from my side, because we are the great women, that's why God has created us, because all power is with us, and what a hard work we are doing for our family to protecting us. I think this power is a more than, and who can do like that as a single parents in the women, no one can do that work. I think any work can be handled, like suppose house worker होंगे या बाहर जॉब करने वाले भी रहें तो, या इवन हाउसकीपिंग से लेके upper top तक, they are the best women because they are always the hard workers and protecting women and to gather the family together. I think this one is a question from my side. Can you give me the answer?
What is the question?
One, like men and women will be gathering to what should protect to the family. Can you tell me?
इनको कैसे बैलेंस करते हैं?
हाँ.
आपकी क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है? आपकी जो वेवलेंथ है आपके हस्बैंड के साथ, आपके पार्टनर के साथ, आपके फैमिली के साथ, वो डिपेंड करता है.
So हम हर एक चीज को अपन समझ के जो हम लोग करते आ रहे हैं, चलो मैं कर हर एक पे मैं आते हैं तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग कब बनता है तो
You have to limit yourself. कहाँ तक, किस हद तक आपको एडजस्टमेंट करना है, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. ये जो लिमिट है सिर्फ आपको तय करनी है, ना कि कोई दूसरा.
So women has never contested for that. Rather, I think it is again, like I said, it is the mindset of the Indian society that there is a social stigma again to that. If you look at the recent recent news that we have been following, there was I think one case, a guy named Atul who committed suicide just because of the harassment.
Correct.
And the moment that news came, and I'm not denying that that guy might have suffered, and we really don't know because we have not gone in depth of it. But the moment that one video was leaked, there were 7 another videos that were leaked. So is it like the men were waiting? I think it is an equal judicial system for everybody, right? If you suffer, you suffer. There is no gender-specific suffering. And I think we are all equipped and we are there, we are all speaking out. So my thought process is, if there was one video that was leaked, how come there are 7 and there are 9 again? There are another 2, like harassment by wife and I commit suicide. Why are we getting this news now? Where were we all this time? So I don't think women is contesting to that. Because the law is equal. Yeah. Now if you ask me why there is a specific act for women, the POSH Act 2013, then very unfortunately, it is only pro women because the cases are all against men. Men raping women, right? A woman does not rape a woman, unfortunately. Right? Domestic violence is done by a man. Of course, there are investigations and inquiries that we built in the system. And that is why there is a specific law for women. So,
again, I don't know if I have answered your question. I don't think we are contesting, not at all. We are flexible in terms of the law.
Right from the morning they get up, they do some work with the children or after that some household work, and again they have to attend the office, and after coming again they have to work and they have to take care of the thing. So in this process they are facing lot of stress, and they are facing lot of stress. In fact, how to overcome this stress on what the woman has to do actually, and what you people, different people, you will advise how.
Very glad that it came from a man and not a woman. मतलब हमें लगता था हम ही हैं कौन सी जगह पर. I would really appreciate you as well, because he understood that yes, there is a pressure that has been built upon, and how do we resolve the effort to take a thing कि अरे हाँ we can be of any help and let's take a guidance is a very big thing, because we think men talking on women's behalf is not something really good. Princess treatment दे दो according to the generation what we speak now. is कभी हम what women actually want from their husbands or the men in their life is what we do for you, you reciprocate at least 5%. अगर हम तुम्हारे लिए lunch बनाते, dinner बनाते, breakfast बनाते, चाय बनाते, coffee बनाते, it is come, we even offer them good things. Why can boys never make a good bed tea for her, maybe bed coffee for her? Just give her a princess treatment.
Yeah, that's what are the desires. That's what are the desires of the woman who expects from the men. That is what I wanted to know. What actually the woman expects.
I will give that.
Helpful.
I will give a simple answer. No? All the women. Even do you have a daughter?
I don't have, unfortunately.
No problem. So all of us, we are daughters, right? We call ourselves as Papa Ki Pari. We are the princess of our father.
Sure.
So I think we should shift to a model and a setup where we can say I'm Pati Ki Pari. I'm also the princess for my husband. And I think yes. No, that is the most important thing. Instead of Papa Ki Pari, I should be able to say that even my husband treats me like a princess.
Oh, right.
And if you actually want to know how to reduce the stress and balance out, the woman in your house for the physical things, my husband is sitting right here, you can ask him. He makes me feel like a princess.
Very nice.
He makes me feel like a princess. I
Very
don't have my father anymore. He makes me feel that. And I think
Large, and I manage 2 kids. We are just kudos to all the ladies over here. Happy Women's Day to all the beautiful ladies.
So appreciating and deserving.
Thank you.
Happy Women's Day to you too.
Actually, anyone can take that. Okay. So number one thing, we come out from that word from equality to equity. Last year it was the theme was that. Okay. So if for all of us, if you can explain the difference between that equality and equity.
I will just add one thing to that, and I'm sure you know that one size does not fit all, and my right is not your right. What's fine to me is not fine to you. So let's take it that way, and I think that's the equality we will not even touch, because we spoke a lot. We are just talking about being equal, and equity, I think this is one thing that I learned from my experience.
As she said, I would like to add a little more point to it. Stop telling that just because बाजू वाले शर्मा की बेटी adjust कर रही है, उसकी बहू adjust कर रही है, तुम भी करो. नहीं यार. Maybe she has different background, maybe she has different needs, maybe she's grown up differently. Now she is expecting somewhere. Abhi, if I am going to some other home, obviously after getting married, I have my different expectations as well as needs. Now if you keep comparing me that अरे उसकी बहू तो ऐसी है, we are saying the same thing. You need to meet her, right? I have an individuality of my own, and I am not going to do something just to fit into that कि अरे उसकी बहू ऐसी है तो हम भी वैसे ही बने.
No means it's applicable. It's just not men and women. Bottom line. So I'll take one example of again entrepreneurship towards this. Usually what we see is someone comes and talks to me, Praveena ma'am, my wife is not like you, or like Pauli. So she's not interested, she's not enthusiastic, she's not active, she's not interested in entrepreneurship. I ask them only one question: is she keeping your house so clean as Praveena is not doing that way? Okay, Pravina is not maintaining what she is maintaining. Pravina's aspect is different. So everyone has their own potential, and I always take the example of Satyabhama.
This is not exactly a question, but I have been hearing the discussion and everything else, and I'm so grateful that there are a few takeaways that I have for today as well. First of all, what I believe is, before I start, so let me tell you that I make very good bed tea or bed coffee for my wife, at times for my son if he is wanting it, and myself. So that is one. Second is, I am also a decent cook. Yeah. So that is there. My wife will vouch for it. Coming next is what I believe is all what we are talking about equality. So let me, from my understanding, equality, gender equality, that is what we talk about, is something which is impossible. And I'll tell you why. Because men cannot be lifted up to the level of women. It is not possible. Coming to the Indian culture, Indian history, our history went astray regarding women maybe in last 500 years. But we have history of several thousands of years when we talk about India, and women were always the power, right? And that is where Adi Shakti starts, right? So the entire mankind has come from Adi Shakti. So it is immaterial that when we talk about women empowerment, especially, that is a story coined by the West. Probably the Western cultures, they need women empowerment. Our women are always the power themselves. So let us not move into that story and get astray again, and let us stick to our Indian roots. It's all about right now. In last couple of decades, because of IT, communication, and the world has become much smaller, it is possible for us to go back to the basics, and we are trying to go back to the basics, right? That's the only requirement that I believe that is there. Coming to one of the things where Paulomi had raised, that yes, there are places where women are probably not paid equal to men or something like that. Coming to my industry, that is the events industry, women are paid much more than the men. And she will vouch for it. Yeah. So that has been the case. So to conclude it all, yes, whatever is said and done, we have to go back to our basics, and that will solve all the problems. And let us not get drifted with the story of the West, right? We are India, we are from the Indian roots, and we go back to the basics, and that would be enough. Thank you.
So should not filter when you are adapting things or evolving according to the time. It's definitely we women are already empowered, what he was talking about. But when we are learning or taking new things from any other world, we should take what is the good part, what is the best part. It should not filter as per the convenience. That is also there, because we are talking about a lot of equality and bed tea and all this. We are in a lighter note, but as they are brought up without maid or without not doing taking any help, doing everything by themselves. So this support by nature with each other. So why not we taking that instead of taking something else from the Western country which is not not connecting? Why we filter? Why not we filter the bad and take the good? So discussions and lot of insight on all the topic. All three of you really spoke about, and I believe those who have heard all of you mindfully, they understand it's not about a debate, or it's not about a fight against two gender between men and women ever. It's all about just to enhance your whatever ability you have, just enhance that power by yourself. And if you are not getting support, just asking that support. And as you both all three have mentioned, that ask for help. Nothing wrong to ask for. like we women have that tendency that if I ask for help, I become weak.
Yes.
So that also we should relieve from ours, and no one else can do that from us. We only have to do that for ourselves. Like if we think we are weak asking help, then others automatically will think we are weak.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have to unlearn lot of things about women and learn what we believe on that. So unlearning, after that learning new things is more important, because we started believing whatever others are telling to us than first believing in us. So we first have to believe in us. Yes, I can do that, because there is no debate, because those who are like sitting over here and working in the store, and those who are, I believe in their life there is at least one man, those who are like supporting out them, also it's not possible. So instead of like always pointing out, we also have to respect those who are supporting us. Have that, then only we will get more. So what we have, if we first National Women's Day, it should not be one day every day, but still.
Piece of advice for young women starting their career has to be quick.
Confidence,
Great. Believe in yourself.
know your potential.
Synonyms of skillful. Okay. Next question is, if you could change one thing for women in the workplace today, what would it be?
Women in top first. That's my thing. Women at the leadership level, at every organization. If I could do that, I would do it.
Great. Safe workplace. Okay.
Don't compromise.
Change the chairs. Chairs change करो. Give us a time to take a nap. एक घंटे का सोने दो हमको. Okay. Next thing. One last question. What does empowerment mean to you in one word?
Do what you want to do.
Oh, the confidence that she holds even while saying a single word. Okay.
In this, I totally agree with. We are empowered. So, in short, हम स्त्री हैं, हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं.
And once again, a very happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women present out here. And keep going is what I can again say. मुश्किलें आएंगी, but आपको उससे लड़के उठना ही पड़ेगा. आपके पास दूसरा चारा नहीं है.